throwaway and usual mobile formatting apologies. I 32 F and a gemologist. I spend my days in the lab testing and identifying stones. From the nature of my work I also have a large and valuable collection of jewelry, but also gem specimens, that I keep in a safe I specifically bought and had installed to keep them safe. I also have a second smaller safe for keeping important documents like passports. I own my home and my boyfriend, 33 meters, of 2 years recently moved in as he was renting before. I gave him the code to the smaller safe, so he could put valuables in it, but he also wants the code for my gem safe. Not to put anything in it, but he says, because we are living together now I should trust him, and give him the code. I've said no, because he has no reason to open the safe as the only thing it's used for is storing my collection. He said he has no interest in my gem collection, doesn't want to look at them, but still wants the code to access them. This is causing tension, because he says I should give it to him as a show of trust, and I said no, because he literally has no reason to go in there, so he doesn't need the code. This is a 6-figure collection, so I'm not being difficult over a few little gems here. I'm the only one who knows the code. So Reddit, am I being tar here? Also we are in the UK, so we spell jewelry differently to the US edit. Holy hell, this blew up way more than I ever expected. I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm not giving him the code. All you lovely internet strangers are right. It's a huge Mariner flag and I'll be telling him to pack his stuff. I'll update you later. Thank you all for your comments. Edit 2. This keeps coming up. The safe weighs nearly half a ton. It's bolted to the floor. And Walland is from a company who makes safes, vaults and strong rooms for jewelers. You could bring the house down around it, and it would still be intact. Final edit. I think I have phrased it badly, but all of the gems and jewelry in the safe are mine and mine alone. I do not keep any clients' jewelry at home. For my other business doing valuations I rent a separate space and keep client items there. I will give an update once things have panned out. Another edit. I've checked for cameras. Thank you for the suggestions, people, and there aren't any aside from the ones I already have fitted which he doesn't have access to. I've moved all of my personal docs out of the little safe and into my gem safe. I've told my colleague what I'm doing, and she is going to come around for when I do it. I'll do a proper update when this is all over. NTA. Is he serious? Ask him to give you his bank card pin, ML passwords, account passwords, etc. because you now live together, and see what he says. Honestly, my husband and I have all this information on each other, but it was freely given, not demanded. It happened organically over the past decade, and knowing him, he doesn't remember mine anyway. I'd be pretty sketched out if he demanded to know my passwords. NTA. There is no reason to know. I really don't follow his reasoning. He doesn't want to go in your safe, but he wants to be able to. What is he? A cat? Edit. Thanks for the awards. Hadder, I have a cat and this is his energy 100%. Definitely NTA. I wouldn't trust anybody with the code. Money does weird things to people. Even the ones you trust completely. Money does weird things to people. If you ever had someone who left you and your family money, you truly see their colors. NTA. It's not a trust issue, it's a control mechanism. He's trying to guilt you into doing something you are not comfortable with. Yes. Even if he's not out to steal them, which he may or may not be, this is about control. Very concerning. NTA. He's going for the long con. Somebody up thread mentioned that it would be a good idea to check and see if he's got a hidden camera trained on the safe to try and catch the code. I'm getting bad vibes from ops partner. NTA. A. You are living my dream, being able to be around gems and fine jewelry all day. My dream. B. Definitely don't give him the code, and maybe start changing it regularly. And make sure you've not written it down anywhere. C. Do you own a tiara? A. I'm definitely living my dream. I love how I get to do this every day. B. It's definitely not written down, and I never will. C. No, I don't, but I won't lie for me that it's the ultimate dream as far as jewelry collecting. One day. NTA. Don't give him the code. Never give him the code. If he keeps going on and on and on about it, still don't give him the code. I hate how partners dangle. If you trust me, give this password or that code to me for iPhones, Instagram, bank accounts, or whatever. Partners don't need access to everything in your life. It's okay to keep things for yourselves. Honestly, because you never know what could happen down the line. A bad breakup. He gets petty, goes into the safe and takes something. It could happen. Gets drunk with his friends and uses the code to show them the gem collection. If you're solid enough in the relationship, he will let this go. There is no need for him to know. Simple as that. I'm already immediately sus on him because he just wants the code just to know it. If it's causing tension, I'm sus, haha. Just stand your ground with this one. If you trust me is a manipulation statement. The person who is on the receiving end has no good choice. Geologist here. I'm the same way. I have a number of valuable specimens that I keep locked away, and no one has the code besides myself. My fiance has never once asked for the code, and I've always willingly gone to the safe to pull out the specimens he wants to see. He likes to know which are my favorites and surprise me with little pieces of jewelry with the same gems. Girl, find someone who respects your boundaries. This guy is waving nothing but red flags. On a side note, I'd love to know what your favorite gem is. Mine is Granddaddy, right? Damn, I need a partner like yours. There have loads of comments saying the same thing, that he should take an interest in what I love. He's definitely never bought me jewelry or even asked about it. It's so hard to pick. I've loved emerald since I was a little girl, but opals just have a magic about them for me. NTA, do not ever give him the code. His attitude and demand is alarming. For sure. I would change the code and give him the old code. Then when he comes back and complains it doesn't work, you can end the relationship. Cause F asterisk 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 this guy. Not literally. He doesn't deserve it. NTA. He just moved in and is demanding codes and to invade all your valuables. Mirror flags all over. NTA, I'd get your stuff out of the safe. He does have access to that reasoning and his insistence is so troubling, I'd legit reconsider the relationship. It screams I'm going to steal valuable S asterisk 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 and gaslight you into thinking it was misplaced by you. This would 100% be the start of the legal removal of this person from my home and life. This 100%. Move your passport and important papers to your gem safe. This dude is giving off some serious con vibes. The camera idea is good too. Please ask yourself if this man is worth the uncomfortable feelings you have in your own home. NTA. This sounds so sketchy. Best case scenario, your boyfriend doesn't respect your perfectly reasonable boundaries. Worst case, he's planning to rob you. Either way, I wouldn't trust him and couldn't live with him in my home. NTA. I would understand if he was your husband and you've been together for a long time, where you've been building up your collection and he helped you with it, but he didn't. That is a huge red flag and you shouldn't even be sharing your small safe with him. He can buy a new safe for himself, but you shouldn't be sharing a safe with someone who can break up with you tomorrow. Hey op. I can't lie, this guy is showing some concerning behaviors. You still have the time to make it right because you're not married and you're not financially tied to him with children. I think you should run. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. Child free, and I don't want to get married, but I do get your point. I was concerned, which is why I posted, but with all the comments it's becoming pretty clear that this is a bigger issue than I thought. NTA. You should give him the password to the safe when you give him the password to your bank account. Never is a perfectly good time for that. Is it weird that the first thing I thought of was a heist movie? I'll date her for a few months, then pressure her to give me the code to the vault. It's not a very good heist movie, but still. I agree, he has no reason to know the code, and saying it S for trust is just trying to guilt trip her. I wouldn't T give him the code and I D move really important documents over to the bigger safe where only op can access it. NTA. Your boyfriend is giving off some huge red flags. Seems like he is trying to guilt you into having access to your collection. If you already live together, why must you show your trust and good faith by giving him this code? Seems suspicious. While I generally agree with your partner's view that it's a sign of trust in a relationship to be open about things like this, you're still clearly NTA to me. You said no and your partner should accept that. It's your safe, your collection, and valuable at that. If you're willing to share the code, that's okay, but he can't expect you to. That's the point where he's starting to be wrong, and edit, him wanting the code and going as far as turning it into a problem is a sign for distrust BTW. It's always a bit ironic when people claim behavior like this is about trust when they're the ones with the issue. Yes, especially your final note about his own distrust. NTA. It's your property and you shouldn't give him the code just because he wants it. It's just a whole overstep on his part. Also, I don't see why anyone's partner would need access to something used purely for their work or field of study. NTA, but I'm curious as to how the world looks with that giant red flag piece draped over your head. Clearly not too different to the rose tinted glasses I must have had on. I own my home and my boyfriend, 33 meters, of 2 years recently moved in. He said he has no interest in my gem collection, doesn't want to look at them, but still wants the code to access them. So, call me an asshole, but all this just sounds so weird. He has zero interest to ever open the safe, but for some backwards reason he still want to be able to open it? Why does this feel like a BS power play? That now that he lives with you, he's the master of the house. Or maybe he really is tempted by the gems and jewels. This is a 6-figure collection. NTA. Jesus cartwheeling Christ. NTA. Is there any way you can flip this on him so he understands? Like how you don't need and shouldn't want his gym locker combo. Huge red flag on this guy. For sport, I'd give him a fake combo and see what happens. Yes to a fake code BC. If he comes back with you gave me a fake code, it proves he lied about not using it. NTA. Everyone has a right to have a place/thing for their own. Just because you can share things doesn't mean you have to. If he respects you and your boundaries, he would left it at your wish for not giving that code. NTA. Red flags everywhere. Be careful. Good on you for having a collection so big. Your job sounds awesome. NTA, but might also be worth checking if Lockpick Lawyer has done a video on your model of safe. Oh snap. Good thinking. Op should probably invest in a camera aimed directly at said safe. Bonus points if it's hidden.